going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Tom. Everybody else who's cool with Tom.
Chucky, I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
Do you Mark Austin, Mark Charles John Austin, 24T643179. Where you going? You can come up this way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not familiar. Right to the podium, man. Right to the podium. Stand at the podium.
Your name?
Mark Charles John Austin.
All right, Mr. Austin.
Yes, sir.
You have the right to a lawyer. You're charged with a super drunk violation. You were supposed to be here before. Why weren't you here?
So
All right, stop.
I'm sorry.
I'm just going to tell you this. You want a lawyer? It looks like from this blood result. Stop. It looks like from this breath or blood result that you should get a lawyer. So let's halt this right now. I'll get you a lawyer.
I've been told not to proceed without a legal advisor present.
I just got done telling you I'm going to
Yeah.
give you a lawyer. Okay? Right now. Right now. You're stopping this right now. You're going to go out in the hallway and he is going to set you up with a lawyer. Okay? You understand that?
So what, do I plead?
No.
No plead? No.
No, we're not doing anything right now. I'm not even gonna arraign you right now. You're gonna go talk to the lawyer. The lawyer will explain everything to you. The lawyer will come into court with you and we'll handle it from there, okay?
Okay.
All right, so go right out in the hallway. Either way, you're coming back in front of me, all right?
Okay, of course. Thank you.
Can you hear me right now? What about right now? I took out my headphones and I'm talking through my computer, which the audio is probably not good, but I just want to make sure this works. All right, you guys can hear me now. Yeah, I'm going to try to reconnect my headphones. So we should probably restart. You missed my intro. You know what? We're not going to restart. We're just going to roll with it. Yeah, whatever. It's my headphones' fault, though. I was not muted. I wasn't. I'm blaming my headphones. All right, let's keep going.
I don't know why that's there. It was just sitting on my desk. People against Austin.
Right to the podium here.
Mark Charles John Austin, 24T643179. Everybody's name?
Thank you, Judge. House Counsel Michael Baldwin, P. 65417, on behalf of my client, Mr. Mark.
Name, sir?
I'm sorry.
Your name?
Oh, Mark Austin.
This is going to be a plea. They're going to dismiss the super drunk and he's going to plead to impaired.
Yes, Judge.
You did a great job on
Thank
this
you,
one.
Judge.
If you plead guilty to operating while impaired, possible penalties are up to 300 fines, 93 days jail, 360 hours community service. Court costs are all of those 4 points. License suspension or revocation in accordance with your record. And your vehicle could be or might have to be immobilized depending upon your record. Do you understand that?
I do.
Did you sign the advice of rights?
I did.
Did you read it and understand it?
I read it and understood it.
If you plead guilty, you're going to be giving up all of those rights on that advice of rights, and we're not going to have a trial of any kind. You understand that?
I do.
Do you have any questions on your rights?
I do not.
You fully understand them?
I do.
To the charge operating while visibly impaired, how do you plead?
I plead guilty.
Were you operating a motor vehicle December 8 of 24 on Jefferson near Harrison and Trenton at roughly 12:32 in the morning?
I was.
How much had you consumed before you drove that vehicle on that date?
More than I thought I did.
Well, that isn't good. I
Yeah.
don't know what that means. What were you drinking?
Twisted teas.
How many of those did you have?
Well, I had a couple of shots of liquor, but also
47, Judge. He had 47. This is the highest BAC that I've seen in court. And Judge Dad is about to let him know how disappointed he is in him.
So it was mostly twisted teas.
How many?
5 or 6.
His body weight.
Hang on a second.
He's good.
You're not going to tell me you had 5 or 6 twisted teas and 2 shots of alcohol, are you really?
No, I think I had more, is what I'm saying. But
do you remember how much you had?
I don't.
Is it possible you had somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 twisted teas or 20?
It's possible, yes.
When you were operating the vehicle, what happened?
So I was operating the vehicle.
This ticket says you struck 2 parked cars. Is that true?
That is true. Well, I'm not entirely sure. I was in a bit of a confusion.
Your Honor, we could, if the prosecution would be amenable, we could amend this to a no contest plea for lack of mental recollection based upon mediation. He did blow.
I know he did.
Yeah.
That's why I'm hearing this 2 teas, twisted teas.
Your Honor, can we
Get the city attorney in here for me, will you please?
It's the same as with the plea, but he doesn't listen. He doesn't have to establish a factual basis. He can read the police report for himself and establish the factual basis.
Do you remember what happened?
Sir, I remember leaving my friend's house, and I remember the impact of the
I need
vehicle.
the police report too. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I remember leaving my friend's house, and I remember the impact of the vehicles. The airbags went off. There was smoke. There was
Dust.
Yeah.
Ultimately, were you arrested?
I was, yes.
Were you administered a breathalyzer test?
I was administered a field sobriety test, and then I refused to do that because I felt that it was unnecessary. So I did breathalyze.
All right, you did the breathalyzer at the police station.
And the PBT.
I did.
And were the results at the police station 0.36?
Yes.
You stipulate that was an accurate reading for purposes of the plea?
Yes, both results based on the intoxilizer mentals. Yeah.
Are you on probation or parole?
Not at this moment, no.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No.
Makes sense. Okay.
I gotta tell you something. 30 years I've been here. This is one of the top 10 to 15 highest blood or breath results I've seen in my career.
We looked it up, Judge. It's beyond death. There's a death and then there's one after it.
What are you doing?
You
didn't have 5, 6 twisted teas. I don't even know what a twisted tea is. They got so many different types of alcohol out there now. I don't even know what one of those is.
Judge, I'll help you out with the twisted tea. It's brown Kool-Aid with some alcohol in it. There you go. That's all you got to know.
This
iced tea beer.
Okay.
Iced tea beer.
Yeah, it's like alcoholic tea, like a Long Island iced tea, but in a little can.
Do we need to do a no contest?
No, I'm satisfied.
Yeah, thank you, Judge.
I'll accept the plea.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm just stunned that you were driving a car with 4.5 times the legal limit. I mean, you got a drinking problem, sir. I mean, I think you probably need our sobriety court to tell you the truth. And I'd encourage you to talk to him about it. I'm giving you a $2,500 personal bond. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law. You must appear in court as directed. No contact with the victims or prosecution witnesses. You're gonna have to purchase, possess, or consume alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs. You're going to go to AA at least 4 times a week. You're not be on a SoberLink device by the end of the day at your expense. Now, we have a sobriety court. I mean, you're gonna die. You keep doing this. You're only 22 years old, right?
Yes, sir.
You know how high this.
All right, and there it is. There it is. He's 22. I mean, at that age, you're just drinking to get drunk as fast. You're drinking as fast as you can. You're chugging. I guess that's drinking as fast as you can and as much as you can. You don't realize how drunk you are until what? An hour later? I mean, do I think this guy has a drinking problem? Probably. That's a ridiculously high BAC. But how many college students probably have an extremely high BAC a couple times during their college career when they black out and wake up in their bed not knowing how they got there? Hopefully walking. I mean, I'm just saying, he's young. Hopefully this is the dumb mistake and he learned from it. Luckily, no one got killed, though. He had parked cars, which is probably the best case scenario in this situation.
Result.
It was 0.36. I think they say, I don't know why I heard 0.366. That's what I put on the thumbnail. Maybe I made up that extra 6. I don't know.
It is.
They informed me of that, yes.
I think you need sobriety court, young man, or you're gonna ruin your life. I'm gonna let you talk to probation. Take him over there.
Yes, Judge, I will.
Tell him what I said.
Yes, Judge.
Have him talk to Ms. Tessino.
Yes.
I'm ordering a screening and assessment. I'm gonna give you a sentence date.
I want to lay a little bit of a foundation. He doesn't have a car anymore. His concerns about probation have been noted. So he wants to make sure that he's not setting himself up.
All right, do you work?
It's not entirely stable.
Where do you work?
I do like under the table kind of like construction stuff.
Why don't you get a job?
I've tried, I've applied.
Did you graduate?
I did.
There are all kinds of jobs out there. I mean, if I took my law degree away, my college degree away, I could have a job by noon. It's 11. It's what is it? 5 to 11. I think you're spending too much time sitting home drinking. Find a job.
I mean,
but I'm not going to listen to this as an excuse. Listen to me very carefully. You are going to die if you don't get yourself some help. I mean, this is stunning to see a 22-year-old man in here with a 3.6. It's stunning. You need to figure out a way to get here so we can get you some help. I'm just shocked what I've seen, but I can help you. We can help you, but you gotta want to have help. You need sobriety court right now before it's too late. I'm telling you, when I see young kids with these types of elevated blood results or breath results, they don't just come in and out of the criminal justice system. They remain here until something really bad happens. And they end up in prison or jail for a long time, or accumulate such a record that they can't get a job salting fries at McDonald's.
I see.
I'm not trying to make you feel bad. There's nobody else in here, but.
Well, I should feel bad.
Yeah, you should feel bad.
And I do.
SoberLink by the end of the day, please talk to them. I want them to talk to him about sobriety court. We want to help you.
Thank you.
But you got to get a car. You got to be able to have transportation to get to testing. You got to be able to have a car to get to AA, to outpatient treatment, to meet with probation every week, to come and see me on status reviews every other week.
I think it's also important to note, because the prosecution was so generous, he has 3 months restricted with no hard suspension. So in essence, he has a driving.
Too generous, in my opinion, but I try not to get involved.
Yes, Judge.
I'm good with it. I'm fine with it.
So he has a license.
But he's going to have to earn this.
Yes, Judge, we understand. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
SoberLink device by the end of the day, and don't tell me you don't have the money. You need to get a job. You need to straighten out your life. You drove into 2 cars, parked. You had no business getting behind the wheel.
No, I didn't.
All right, now, that being said, I'm not your enemy here.
No, I know you're just, upholding the law.
No,
Judge.
it's not that. I want you to understand how concerned I am about you. I really am. I mean, this is bad enough for somebody to have that. Okay, go talk about sobriety court. SoberLink, end of the day, even if you decide not to get into sobriety court, you have to have one by the end of the day. Oh yeah, give me this. I'm just stunned here. Still, forgot to even get a sentencing date, Lisa. She's not out there, is she? She probably got tired of hearing me. Right. I'm gonna give you a sentence date in a couple weeks. Mr. Baldwin, you're here on the 13th, right?
That's good. That again, though, that's our Woodhaven court at 7:20. So.
Well, just go down there and get a sentence date, and you can talk to them about sobriety court on the way down, okay?
Yes.
Maybe we need to give them a little more time.
27th of February, it seems
It'd be fine if he's getting into sobriety court.
If not, you want him here after a court to school program?
I think so.
Okay, I'll leave it up to
Lisa,
the director.
go down the hall and get your dates. Good luck. And then over to probation where you'll fill out a questionnaire, okay?
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you.
Have a nice day.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that just happened. Yeah, Judge McNally, aka Judge Dad, 0.36. We all saw it. I don't need to recap it. All right, moving on. Let's move on. I think the next one is just a really quick landlord-tenant hearing where the tenant walks out of the hearing. Hold on, I got to play it for the first 2 seconds just to make sure I'm right. Yep. I also call this guy Judge Letterman just because of the beard and the hair. Every time I see him, I think of David Letterman. Anyways, so this is a landlord-tenant case out of Texas. This one's spicy, and it ends abruptly.
Yeah, come on up. Ms. Cashaw,
Yes, sir.
how much is the monthly rent that you pay for your
I
contract
believe
for
it
this
was
property?
1,059, something like that. 1,059 a month.
1,059. Montage? How much?
1,076.
76, yeah.
I'm sorry. So what is the amount?
1,076?
1,076. Is there any subsidy?
No.
And Montage, what is it that you're seeking from the court this morning?
The back rent and possession of the unit.
They already have possession of the unit. It's another family in my unit right now. It's another family in my unit right now. She changed the locks on me. She said due to my electricity being turned off, she changed the locks. I have it on video where I went to the office and I asked her about why did she change my locks? And she closed the door on me.
Okay, Montage.
The Montage Apartments, I have it on video.
Montage, the defendant is asserting that you already have possession of the property.
Yes, you do.
Sir, so on January 8th, we received notice that the power was turned off in the unit. We put a notice of abandoned dwelling inside the door. So that gives it 48 hours if we have no response from the resident. So on the 10th, we did change the unit to vendor. So the unit is not occupied.
The unit is occupied.
We changed the unit to vendor because it was abandoned. There was, when we went in there on the 10th, there was no belongings in there.
Yes, it was.
So ma'am, you have Montage, you have possession of the premises?
She been had.
So when she came in, she was very upset. She like now, I couldn't speak.
Simple.
Wrong.
So
Yes.
I did call my reader.
Ma'am, Montage, simple question, yes or no? Do you have possession of the property?
Well, yes.
She
Yes,
changed the
okay.
locks.
And you took possession when?
Before
On the
the
When?
you know,
On the 10th.
On the 10th of?
Yes,
my court papers
of
on
January.
go to court. Chances, please. Can't hear both people.
On the 10th of January. Okay. Hmm. Montage,
Yes.
what is it that you're seeking in
So-
terms of back rent?
Back rent. So for November and December, 1,076, and we did take possession of the unit January 10th. So the prorated rent for January 10th is 347. That's a
It's what?
total of 2,499.
2,499. Okay.
And I can send you the notice that was placed on the inside of the unit if you'd like. I can email it to you.
It's it's attached to the petition.
She going to civil court anyway.
Okay, ma'am, even though they've already taken possession of the property, I can't grant them possession because they already have it.
Okay, so you can't even pay your rent. I tried paying my rent at the HEB. She had a light bill on there. She had a gas bill on there. She had other amounts on there. I'm trying to pay just the rent for right now. They wouldn't let you, they couldn't let you pay just the rent, but it doesn't matter anyway, because I'm just gonna take her to civil court. I know you're gonna grant her this judgment, which is fine,
Yeah.
which I would see her in civil court, not you.
Okay. All right, so it's the judgment of the court that plaintiff have restitution of the premises back rent in the amount of
Say she
$2,499.
locked me out. Say she changed the locks unlawfully. Tell her that. She changed them locks unlawfully. She had no business changing. That was still my unit.
Mhm.
You know that.
Ma'am, it depends on what your lease says.
That's still my unit.
All right, can you guys hear me? Yeah, I can see my mic going up and down. I plugged my headphones back in, and they're working now. Yeah, that's a good strategy right there. Walk out of your hearing, yell, and yeah, if you get kicked out of your unit, then you're gonna have all the bills. That's how that works. Sorry, lady, that's how that works. If I stopped paying my electric bill and my gas bill, it wouldn't shut off. It would the bills would be forwarded to my landlord, and then they would add them to rents. That's how it works in my apartment. I assume that's how it works in a lot of them because they're the owners. All right. Anyways, let's move on from that. I think that's the only landlord-tenant case we have tonight. I just wanted to share that one. Stormed out of the landlord-tenant case. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's go. Let's move on.
Case of the state of Michigan versus Marissa Norman, case number 24S0002.
Tiffany Woods for the people.
Assistant Clerk Defender Don V. Leba for Ms. Norman. Ms. Norman, could you state your name, ma'am?
Marissa Norman.
All right, we're here for a violation of probation sentencing as well as a new violation of probation. Ms. Norman, I'm going to arraign you on the new violation. It tells you failed to complete the MAD victim impact panel in between the last time you were given an opportunity to do that and this time. And you missed testing on December 23rd of 2024. You have a right to have a hearing on these matters, at which time, if it is found that you in fact did do that, at this point in time, you're barred. See, you're on your second violation, you can get up to 10 days in the Washington County Jail.
Your Honor, I did discuss a violation. Your Honor, I discussed violations with Ms. Norman. She is prepared to admit to both.
Ms. Norman, please raise your right hand to be sworn. You swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You may lower your hand. Ma'am, is it true that you missed testing on December 23rd?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. And I did call them to try and fix that. But they kept telling me that in order to do a retake, I had to get the okay from my parole officer, and I was having trouble getting contact with her. But Liz from Dawn Firms was letting me know that when I can't get a hold of them, that she can make the approval for me to get a retake. So I did do that in January, even though I know that was rolling over into the new year. But yeah, I discussed that with Liz, and she let me know that I can contact her if I need to do a retake. Because sometimes when I go to work, if they call me, I'll forget to call, but I'll call them the next day to see if I missed. So that's how that happened.
And you still haven't done the MAD victim impact panel?
No, I did not, because when they switched me over to a new parole officer, I wasn't sure if they were gonna have to send me a new link for it or anything, or if I can just go back to the same link. But I did let them know that I can get that MAD taken care of on Monday.
We're gonna find that there's no unwilling admission to the violation. Are you satisfied, Ms. Woods?
Yes, Judge.
That's likewise satisfied, Your Honor.
All right. So when we were here on November 21st, she pled to being discharged from the CCL program and failing to drug test. At that point in time, I scheduled it for December 12th in person. But when she appeared, she was in the CCLP program at least, and I didn't go any further with the sentencing on that date. And now we're back here again. She still hasn't done the MAD victim impact panel, and she still is not testing appropriately. So I'm not sure what I can do to get her to understand how serious this is. Apparently, she thinks that this is supposed to happen on her time.
Your Honor, I think when I discussed this with Ms. Norman, I think she does have an understanding now of how serious it is.
Oh yeah, she has an understanding how serious it is. Duval, that Mr. Gordonier guy, I've covered him before. He had a big attitude problem. I'm gonna say last September, October. He's been back in front of Judge Washington 3 or 4 times, and he's fixed his attitude. I think he spent a couple days in jail, and it changed his perspective on things. But now he's a good probationer now.
She's certainly been struggling with probation. I think it's very salient that she has not had any positives or allegations of new offenses. She is struggling with some of the technical elements, and I did explain to her that it's critically important that she has to complete the MAD victim impact panel this weekend, and she needs to have no further mistests. I believe that if she's given another opportunity, this will be the last violation we have in this matter.
Yes, Judge. I mean, when she was here for that hearing on November 21st, you had pointed out to her that you gave her 2 times a month testing instead of 3 times a month testing. So you gave her a break to start out. And then she chose not to test at all. You told her that she must start testing and she has to go to CCOP. And yet here we are again, the same excuses that she gave us last time. And I don't think this is her having problems trying to figure out how to complete this probation. I think this is excuse
excuses for her.
All right. Am I back? I know, right? All right. Can you guys hear me? Am I back? I got the spinning wheel of death on my side, which is never good. Okay. All right, I'm back. I'm gonna rewind it about 10 seconds. The second I saw the spinning wheel, I paused the video. So I'm just gonna rewind it about 10 seconds. Thank you guys for your patience.
Probation, I think this is excuses for her not to complete this probation. I don't think she's ever gonna get into those programs or do anything that this court's ordered. She hasn't even tried to do anything in the last couple months, Judge. Do you have anything else you want to say before I sentence you?
Yes, Your Honor. No, I was just I'm not trying to make this hard for you guys. I was just having trouble with transportation because I don't have a car. And then my mom was helping me out. Her vehicle was down. She just got it fixed in December. So I was having trouble being able to collect all the money I needed because I was putting it all into my rides to get to work. But that's not an issue anymore. That was the only problem I was having. I was spending a lot of money on my rides to get around. And I had to Uber my kids to and from school as well. That was the only issue I was having. That's the only reason I was low on funds. I do take this serious. I just have a lot going on. And then sometimes I miss calling because of so much going on. And that's why I call them back to ask them for retakes. I do take this serious. I just got a lot going on and I was just trying to get things fixed. And I have a vehicle, I have transportation now to make sure everything gets taken care of.
Said something very interesting, which is
No, I do not. I appreciate it, but no, I do not. All my bills are paid. I am doing just fine. But Loki, thank you. I just wanted to make sure I stopped that right there. I don't want to get any pity super chats. I am doing just fine. My internet just sucks in my building. It always has. That's why I'm not on camera.
you weren't trying to make this hard for us. We're not on probation. I don't have to complete these terms. I didn't commit a crime. That was you. This is an alcohol offense, and you are choosing to basically do it on your own terms. I understand you're having transportation issues, and there's just excuse after excuse, but we went over this, and I thought I was very clear that you got to get it done or you're going to be doing some jail time. I gave you time to comply, and instead what you did is the opposite of that. The defendant is sentenced to 5 days in the Washington County Jail.
$5 days?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, please, please, please. Please don't do that, please.
We did this last time, ma'am, and you still are back here not
I
testing.
understand. I was just having problems. I was trying to get this car fixed, and I'm sorry, like they was just taking up a lot of my money. I promise you, this could be my last pass, but please do not do that to me. And then I don't want to lose my job, and my kids, they need me. They don't.
Your Honor, would the court consider setting this for an in-person sentencing date with the jail time to be imposed at that time if Ms. Norman has not completed the MAD victim impact panel and tested appropriately?
I can answer that. No, it cannot. Because Judge Washington can't have any in-person hearings right now, which is why we get everything on Zoom, which is awesome. She doesn't always play her Zoom or her in-person hearings on YouTube. But she can't do that right now because they're renovating her courthouse. See, I remember.
I'm going to set this for March 6, 2025 at 10 o'clock a.m. No, it's not in person. I think you're aware of what a person's situation is right now. Ma'am, I'm sentencing you to 5 days. I'm gonna hold that in abeyance until March 6th. You don't get this stuff done between now and then off to jail you go. Okay?
Okay, so you want me to pay all the money I owe, test
No,
and take care of Mad?
That's not what I said. What I said is you need to do that MAD victim impact penalty. You need to test like you're supposed to.
Yes, Your Honor.
March 6th at 10.
Thank you, Your Honor. The in-person situation has slipped my mind for a moment.
Yes.
All right. Jedi, I know. Oh, come on, Judge. I feel like the defendants in Judge Washington's courtroom right now are their punishment's gonna be a little lax because she can't see him in person. If she was there in person, she would absolutely be going to jail. I don't want to say it's the pandemic all over again, but they're renovating the courthouse. Very little that they can do. They can order her to jail, but I think Judge Washington would rather see her get her stuff done. Hopefully she gets her stuff done. She has till March 6th to do a laundry list of stuff. Hopefully she gets it done. We've got some super chats. Derval, for your internet bill. Yes, you do need it. On that note, though, I did upgrade my internet this week, but they have to come and install a new modem, my appointment's not till next week. So I do appreciate that, Derval, but I do want to let you guys know I did actually upgrade my internet. Hopefully it fixes things. Yeah, hopefully it does. And then Artie, thank you so much, Boz. I appreciate it for the $2. And I did see your message. What'd you say? Not a petty super chat, something like that. But Boz, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Okay. Moving on. I don't remember what's next. Do we go to Judge Simpson now? I think we might go to Judge Simpson. All right, I just got a bunch of random stuff from Judge Simpson today. The best cases from his docket, at least in my opinion, minus the last one. If you guys watched Judge Simpson's last case, Lone Wolf is going to be covering it. Way too heavy for me. I try not to cover those kind of cases, but his last case was really good, really interesting. When I say really good, it was really bad. Yeah, but it was very interesting, and yeah, Lone Wolf is doing a really good video. He's putting together a video on it, and he does a good job. So I don't know if he's playing that tonight or if that's going to be released tomorrow. But yeah. But anyways, besides his last case, the other good cases he had today. Okay, let's just go.
The case of the people versus Samantha Cosley. Cosley.
Ready, all right.
And good morning, Your Honor. Joseph Hall appearing for on behalf of Ms. Clausick, who stands to my right. Ms. Clausick, if you could state your name for the record, please.
Samantha Nicole Clausick.
Thank you very much. And Your Honor, at this time, we have executed paperwork, and I've advised my client regarding her rights moving forward. She would elect to waive preliminary examination.
Yeah, I forgot that I was muted during the intro. The Team Skeptic collab is tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, Team Skeptic will be on, and we're going to be going over a case. At the end of tonight's live, I will fully explain what we're going over tomorrow night. And yeah, we'll just keep it at that. But Team Skeptics tomorrow night.
Proceed to circuit court.
This is a operating while intoxicated causing serious injury.
That's correct, Judge.
And does she have a medical marijuana card?
Your Honor, she has an expired one, and she has an application.
And why is she using?
Your Honor, we don't.
Mr. Allen.
I would not advise her to comment on that. But Your Honor, she does have a doctor who has certified, who has executed the appropriate paperwork, which is sent to the state. We believe that card is in the mail.
When was that done?
That was done immediately after she exited Maple Grove, Judge.
Immediately after what?
She exited the inpatient facility where she was in between the last hearing and today. So we do have some documentation, Your Honor, from the doctor's office.
When did she get out of the facility?
I have precise dates in my phone.
I went in on the 6th.
Yes, I believe it was the 22nd. Well, her appointment with Dr. Durinka was January the 22nd, Your Honor. So at that point, she was out of the facility.
When did she go in?
The 6th.
The 6th of January.
Came out the 22nd.
Your Honor, it was close to, I without going back to my file, I don't want.
That's fine.
Okay.
But, and then he's using.
With Dr. Cert, I understand, Your Honor. I mean, I'm not going to dispute the drug test.
Counsel approach.
Yes, Your Honor. These results were.
You may want to mute. Yeah.
Yes, if you want to record. At that point, we're going to get these. Nature of this charge, the fact that she doesn't have lawful ability to use that kind of both just can't have, and they're wondering if inpatient works if you get out and use it.
You need a medical card when it's a bond condition, just like alcohol. Well, you can't get a medical card for alcohol. Actually, you might be able to. I don't know, but just because it's legal doesn't mean you can do it when the court orders you that you can't do it. So you're ordered not to take any drugs, and you need a valid medical marijuana card from your treating physician, not just some random guy on the side of the road that sells cards. So that's why.
All right, so we're gonna assume that if we can get those today, we're trying to know how to get it back. Otherwise, we're gonna go very sure that you. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, I appreciate the bench conference in this matter. At this point, while we have a lot of what I would call circumstantial evidence of what we've already said, that there's been an application made, we believe it's going to produce a card. We understand Your Honor's position that right now, technically, we're in a legal gap there. And we understand the results of the test. We do not dispute the results of the test. I would ask for the shortest possible adjournment. Ms. Klosik was being tested while in the Maple Grove facility. We're going to get those test results and forward them to Your Honor as soon as possible. For now,
once I get those, I will reconsider the decision I'm about to make now. But given the nature of the charge in this case, with operating while intoxicated causing serious injury, she's using. Prior to her going into treatment, there's cocaine and 2 other drugs in her system, comes out of treatment, and now I still have another drug in her system that cannot be tolerated and won't be by this court. So at this point, I will adjourn the probable cause conference to February 6, 2025 at 9 a.m. At this point, defendant's bond is revoked. Defendant's remanded.
And Your Honor, one more point. I do have a letter from her medical doctor regarding her future testing, stating the basis for a recommendation of swab testing. I can provide that to both Sister Counsel and Your Honor for when eventually she is released, and we're going to.
Well, if you hold on to that, then I'll certainly address it next week.
I'll send this with the test results, Judge, to all parties.
That'll work.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was Simpson number 1. I've got 2 or 3 more Simpsons. Judge Simpson, sorry. I don't like calling him just by his last name. Whoever said, I don't remember who said it, but does Michigan have people that just sell cars on the side of the road? You know what? No. But I don't remember what judge it was that said this, but when they started asking for licensed positions that you regularly see, it kind of changed the landscape for medical marijuana cards. Because before marijuana was legal for recreational use, you had to have a medical card. There were little corner offices of doctors that would write you a prescription for marijuana, because you stubbed your toe. So that's what they're trying to avoid. So that was my joke. It was, yeah, the people on the side of the road were the little pop-up shops that somehow could legally write you a prescription for marijuana. That's not really a thing anymore because it's legalized in Michigan. Okay, now let's move on. We got more Judge Simpson. Let's go.
Court calls the case, People versus Letitia Brock.
Andrew Childers appearing on behalf of the people.
Brock?
Yes.
Okay. We need her attorney. I think that's Miss Cannon. I realized last Thursday was rough, but she needs to appear today.
I apologize, Judge. I can stand in if there's something resolved.
Mr. Childers is in Zoom, so it's hard to have that conversation. Is Miss Cannon here?
Yes, Judge, I apologize. She's in the block.
Does she want to stay?
You need me.
Right. Why are you come? Did I say yes?
Oh,
did I?
May I approach? This one.
You're up here now. Just I'm not gonna. Why did you just hold on? Just stop. Let me go off for a minute, please.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, I didn't fast forward through this because I wanted you to see his Judge Simpson's facial reaction. But yeah, downtown. No, it's not downtown Lauren Brown. That's the other Brown. What's his name? Can't remember his name. But he, yeah, he's lucky he didn't get tackled by Mr. Allen. Wouldn't that have been hilarious?
I didn't even say yes. He all up in my face. All right, ma'am. I'm going to wait for your. She's back in lockup talking to another client, so I'm going to pass your matter briefly, and we'll get you called up momentarily. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, now she's here.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
No, perfect timing. No need to apologize. So why are you going over there?
Ms. Brock, yes, Your Honor, thank you. Stephanie Cannon appearing on behalf of Ms. Brock.
All right, Ms. Brock, can you state your name, please?
Lastasia Brock.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You need to thank Mr. Brown for Mr. Brown covered for you. He was all up here at the bench. He was buying you all kinds of time.
Thank
But
you.
go
I
ahead.
appreciate that. Your Honor, a lot has happened on this case. The OWI second that the court was waiting to be filed, I believe, was authorized on the 28th. So that charge has now come to light. My client is wanting to wait to see if she can get a global resolution on this case. I did email Mr. Childers. She's doing exceptionally well currently on probation. I believe that this case is resolvable short of trial, but she wants to waive over.
To circuit. All right.
Yes.
Ma'am, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. You understand that a preliminary examination is a proceeding where the people would have to show by probable cause that the offenses alleged were committed and that you committed them.
Yes.
You understand you'll not have that hearing and that you'll proceed to circuit court for further resolution.
Yes.
People also waive their right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Sorry.
Preliminary examination having been waived, defendants bound over to circuit court on counts 1, 2, with 3 following.
Your Honor, my client would waive formal reading and stand mute as to the charges.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea to all 3 counts. Pretrial in this matter will be set for March 31st, 2025, 1:30 before Judge Hammoud.
Thank you, Your Honor.
31st.
I'm sorry?
March 31st.
Yes, March 31st.
Okay, thank
Great.
you, Your Honor.
A great day.
You too.
Yeah. Bond continue.
Next time, Mr. Coleman.
Yeah, continue. Court calls the case, People versus, is it Grisha Cheatham?
County for the people.
Grayson Cheatham.
And good afternoon, Your Honor. Rita Young, P44626, appearing on behalf of Ms. Cheatham, who just stated her name for the record.
All right, and what are we doing today?
I'm requesting an in-person preliminary examination, Your Honor.
All discovery is complete?
Your Honor, all discovery is not complete at this time.
Welcome, KDZ and Raiders. Thank you so much for the raid, KDZ. I do appreciate it. Amy, yeah, I don't even remember. Her case was probably 30 seconds long. They adjourned it, I'm gonna guess. If it was exciting, I would have put it up here. You guys were just obsessed with her on the Zoom. Anyways, Katie, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Welcome, Raiders.
So the outstanding issue of the CSAM videos that need to be reviewed by counsel, then we get something set up with YPD in order for discovery to be complete.
Well, Judge, I will, I know Ms. Tanna has been in trials, but I've been communicating with her to go to their office to view the video, but I don't think it's necessary to not set the preliminary examination hearing. I will get.
But you also understand that if you don't see that before the date I give you, that's not going to be a basis to adjourn. Your client is going to have to proceed without that information.
Okay, Your Honor, this will be the fourth PCC adjournment, but okay.
So you'd rather just adjourn the PE and have all the witnesses come in? I realize your distress. I would wish that everything would be ready on the first day, but I realize that it's not. So I just deal with the practicalities of it.
Okay, so I will trust the court's judgment and ask for another PCC date. And Judge, can you order the prosecutor to set a date and time for me to come to their office to view it? Because everybody's always busy.
We're happy to communicate, Your Honor.
Who is speaking now? Because Ms. Tanda is who I've been dealing with.
No, that's some guy named Kennedy.
May I have Mr. Kennedy's first name?
No, he's not giving it out to you.
If you ever want, when you retire, Judge, I'll be your agent if you want to be a comedian.
Wow. Okay, that was kind of backhanded. You know, I'll go toe to toe with you, Miss Young. You know that. Counsel indicates he'll reach out to you to get a time set and everything. All
okay,
right.
thank you. You have a great sense of humor, Judge. That's why I said that.
Is that? I don't know. Okay, I'll trust you on that. Will the 20th work for you, Miss Young?
Just 1 second, Judge, please.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be a morning or afternoon PCC?
Usually, typically for you would be set in the afternoon.
Okay, that would work great.
So, that'll work? Okay. February 20th, 2025. I'll set it at 9 a.m., but you'll get your time block. And like I said, the private counsel is usually in the afternoon.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Why, you want me to give you a particular time?
Yes, please, if possible. 1:30?
No, I don't give us, no, I'm not doing that. Why would I do that just for you? I've done it for nobody else today and for the last 5 years at least.
Okay, me apologize.
That was a half-hearted apology. We'll see you on the 20th in the afternoon.
Very well, Your Honor. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Ms. Cheatham, I'll be in touch. You can zoom out now.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Miss, was her name Young, the attorney? I don't think she realized that was Judge Simpson being sarcastic. I think that he did that those comments did affect him a little bit. Those weren't necessarily jokes. I've got a funny personal story about Miss the attorney there. one of the times that it was actually the first trip I took to Detroit. I saw her in front of Judge King defend a really hard case, a really tough case. I'm not going to go into details about it, but rode the elevator down with her. So after the case was over, we all left together and she walked out and she asked us a couple questions about the case. And one of the people that was with us just stared her in the face and said, "That is absolutely inappropriate of you to ask us." And you should have saw the look on her face. She just stopped. She's like, "Okay, I'm sorry." And it's like, wow, God, like, wow, why is this awkward? I don't know. Every time I see her, I just think of that moment. It's like, everything's always awkward now. Anyways, let's move on.
Robert Fletcher Jones.
Oh, wow. Time flies. This is the last case of the evening. I told you we were going to start. Well, no, I didn't tell you because I was on mute apparently, or my headphones weren't working, whichever one you want to believe. But I said we were going to start and end with Judge Dad. So this is the last case of the night, guys. Before we get into this, though, Mayor, 10 months. That is awesome. It's good to see you, bud. Hopefully you are doing great. Hopefully work calmed down a little bit. Okay. Mayor, you're awesome. Let's go.
24W8370994. Your name?
Robert Fletcher Jones.
It says Officer Alderman's here. Is he on? Oh, there he is. Officer, can you hear me? There you go. Your name?
Officer Alderman.
We're going to need you to keep your voice up or maybe get closer to the device. I didn't hear you very well.
Officer Alderman.
All right. Okay. Okay. So you wish to proceed with a hearing, correct, Mr. Jones?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to ask you both to raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole truth, so help you God? Officer Alderman? I got to have you. I don't know what's going on. You got to.
I do.
Okay, wait a minute. Mr. Jones?
I do.
All right. We got to do something with your volume there. I don't know what's going on, but I can't hardly hear you. So keep your voice up nice and loud and you can proceed.
Okay. So the ticket was for improper lane use.
Louder. I don't know what's going on. Just a little bit louder. I don't know if you don't have the volume up loud enough. I mean.
The citation was for improper lane use causing an accident. Am I clear?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So Mr. Jones stated that he was making a right westbound turn onto West Road from Allen Road. He turned into the second lane. He made the right-hand turn on red. The other driver was traveling in the first lane and
wait a minute.
went through.
Let's slow down. Which direction was he traveling?
Westbound. Westbound through West and Allen.
Okay, but when he was on Allen Road, you said he made a right-hand turn, correct?
He was traveling southbound on Allen Road, made a westbound turn onto West Road.
And he pulled into the second lane.
He pulled into the second lane. The other driver was in the first lane, went through the green going westbound on West Road through Allen. Mr. Jones turned into the other vehicle just west of Allen Road, causing the collision.
So the other driver was in the curb lane, traveling west. Mr. Jones, you're telling me, was turning right from southbound Allen onto westbound West, and he turned into the second lane?
Correct. And then turned over.
Did he make it to the second lane before the impact occurred?
He stated that he made it into the second lane, but he may have been in between both lanes. It was snowing pretty heavy at the time, but he turned over into the other vehicle striking. So essentially, they're both westbound, west of Allen, and Mr. Jones switched lanes and collided with the other driver.
He switched lanes from the second lane over to the first lane?
The first. And the other driver was already in the first lane.
All right. Do you have any questions of him, sir?
Yeah, but why you investigate that? Because what I said, I turned to go west. And when I turned, quite naturally, when you turn right there, your car is gonna go sometime into the other lane. And then I was going down the road.
Wait a minute.
I was going down the road and I could see his lights.
Wait a minute.
Back of me.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look at me, sir.
Yes, sir.
When you turned right, did you pull into the first lane or curb lane of westbound west, or did you pull in? Listen to my question. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me.
Okay.
When you turned right onto westbound West Road, did you pull into the curb lane or did you pull into the second lane?
I was in both lanes, sir.
Well, you can't.
I mean, when I turned the corner and like you go over a little bit into the other lane and then you just straighten your car up and go down the road.
Yeah, just because that is how you drive doesn't mean that's legal. It's not. You're going too fast. If you're turning and your car goes into the other lane, you're doing something wrong. Sorry, man. You just lost just because of that explanation, and you could just see you can see how Judge acted, and you can hear what he said. He's like, come on.
So you were straddling both the curb lane and the second lane of westbound west. Is that what you're telling me initially when you turned?
When I turned right.
And then you pulled your car into what lane?
I turned into the curb lane, and I looked over my shoulder and I seen his lights. And
slow down
twice.
Slow down. When?
Yeah, and also, contrary to popular belief, when you're turning right into, if you're turning right onto 3 or 4 lanes. Let's say you're turning right, and there are two right lanes on the road you're turning. You have to turn to the right one, and then you have to turn your turn signal on to get into the left one. Same thing if you're coming the opposite way and turning left. You can't go from the left lane to the right lane. You have to go to the left lane, turn your right turn signal on to move to the right lane. Technically, both cars should be able to turn at the same time, but nobody does that because they're scared shitless. One guy's going to go from the left lane to the right lane, and the other one's going to go from right to left. This guy just decided to stay in both.
Did the impact occur?
Further down the road, sir.
How much further down the road?
We was down by, I think it's Abbott, right in there.
Where's Abbott at,
officer? That grocery store. I forget the name of that grocery store. Right there by that grocery store. Little past by that. It's down past the. Seemed like he went up on the curb.
Hang on.
And he came back.
You know what he's talking about?
Yeah, it's right where Dunkin' Donuts and Aldi's is.
I see. Mm-hmm. So that's not far. That's only what? Am I right? 30, 40 yards from the intersection of West and Allen?
Correct, John.
Well, where was what lane was his vehicle in, sir? What lane was his vehicle in at the time that the impact occurred?
Seemed like he went up on the curb, and then when I was going to try to get over, but I was scared I was going to get reared in the back of.
Listen to my question. What lane was his vehicle in at the time of the impact?
He was in the same lane.
What does that mean? The curb lane or the second?
Yeah, the curb lane.
And where did the impact occur between your vehicle and his vehicle?
It was down further. Like
on your vehicle, where did the impact occur?
Oh, it hit the corner of my front.
Your right front quarter panel
Right,
you're
just
talking
right-
about?
Yeah, just right on the corner.
And where did his vehicle, where was the damage to the other vehicle, officer?
Rear driver's side.
Why did you feel it was okay to pull into both lanes as you're making the turn? You can't do that.
Well, sir, when you come around a curve, sometime when it was snowing like it was, I kind of came around and then I was coming back around.
Probably going too fast, right?
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. Yeah, snow is an excuse. That's failure to maintain control of your vehicle. That's another citation right there. Yeah, you can't. Even if it's snow and you slide, and you're driving 2 miles an hour and you slide, it is still failure to maintain control of your vehicle. You're at fault for that. You were going too fast for conditions. Stop. Just stop talking. You're narking on yourself right now.
And the other guy, he had to be going too fast because he was way down there on the other side of Panda, down the street there. He's way down there.
And you think that the accident happened in what lane, officer? The curb lane?
Yes.
And you were ahead of his vehicle, right?
Right, because
Well, then why isn't this your fault? I don't understand. You have to be more specific. If he's in the right lane and you are turning back into the right lane.
No, I was already in the right lane when it occurred. I looked over my shoulder and I seen him and seen his light. I said, "What this guy got to do?" Then I looked again, he was still over there. Then like he ran up, and then I tried to scoot over this way, but I was scared I was gonna get hit in the back. So that's when he came back, and that's when I nipped him. That's what happened.
What else would you like to say, officer? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I have nothing further.
He doesn't need to say anything. The driver just, yeah, great defense. That's all I'm going to say. Let's finish this one up.
At some point, you were in the second lane, correct?
Sir, when I turned the corner, I kind of, how you turn the corner sometime, I think everybody does it. And
no, they don't. They shouldn't. Nobody uses turn signals anymore. I don't even know why they have them on cars either.
Oh, I use mine. I use mine.
You can't say that's everybody does it.
Okay, but
I mean, that is not right. That's not the way you drive. You have to stay in the right lane when you're making a right-hand turn.
But I wasn't totally in the lane, sir.
You said you were in both lanes. As you made the turn, you were in both the right lane and the left lane. That's what you told me. The curb lane and the second lane. And then you were
around the curve. If I did, sir, I'm being honest. I came around the curve. My foot back over. That's going down the road. When I looked back, I seen his lights. I seen him twice. I looked back. That's what he's trying to do. And I looked back again. And
but you pulled into the right lane. That's where the impact occurred, correct?
I was already in the curve. I was already going down the road, sir.
You said, correct me if I'm wrong, officer, that the impact to the victim's vehicle was in the right. I'm sorry.
Driver's side.
All right. What's that?
The driver's side. Back.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time as to how your right side could impact with his driver's side unless you pulled out in front of him or at least made a turn in front of him.
No, sir, he was what I'm saying, he ran up on the curb like you going down there, he ran up on the curb. And then he told me, he said, I was going too fast for the condition of the road because it was bad out. And so what he did, He admitted to me, and then he said that, you don't have no insurance and all that stuff to take care of that, and that's what I'm gonna pay for it. I said, no, cause.
Sir, I'm sorry. I'm gonna find you responsible as charged. I don't see how this acts.
Yeah, I think Judge Dad really wanted to say, I'm sorry, I'm gonna find you responsible as shit. That, I mean, nothing he said, well, first off, didn't make any sense. Nothing he said made any sense. I feel like I have a clear understanding of what happened when everyone talks besides the driver. When he talks, like, wow, you know what? Now I'm confused. Yeah, he tried to turn. He went too far into the left lane. A car that was in the right lane tried to pass him because he thought he was driving in the left lane, and the dude just pulled right back into him. I think that's what happened. I don't know.
It could have happened any other way other than you cutting him off. I'm going to find you. Hang on. I'm going to find you responsible.
Okay.
Now listen, you can go ahead. I'm going to assess fines and costs of $195. If you want to appeal this, you can feel free to do that. You go down the hall and pay your money and just tell them you want to appeal, and they'll set it for a formal hearing in front of the other judge. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Good luck to you. Thank you.
All right. That's it. That's tonight's show. I'm preparing for tomorrow night. Crazy Cat. Yeah, I know. I swore twice tonight. Twice. I got Team Skeptic tomorrow night. I really hope all of you guys can make it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We are playing a project that Team Skeptic has been working on for a while, and it's a multiple part project. Tomorrow night, he's going to be playing part 1 on my channel. Next Friday night, he's going to be playing part 2 on his, and I'm going to be on his panel. That is the plan as of now. Also, for those of you that want to see the video before we discuss it, he is going to be releasing it tomorrow morning on his channel. So we're going to be covering the video that he releases tomorrow. I've been sworn to secrecy. I'm not going to talk about it whatsoever. But if you want to watch the video before we discuss it, it will be available. And you might want to wear a chin guard because your jaw is going to drop. It is insane. And I don't like calling people crazy. I don't like using the C word. I don't. But yeah, this one actually might deserve the title. Anyways, that's tomorrow night. As for tonight, yeah, we're done. We're done. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the super chats. The mayor, thank you for the membership milestone. You guys are awesome. Sparkle, I didn't call you out. Thank you so much, Sparkle. Yeah, no, I saw that he rated Shane. Shane has a great channel. Shane's personality is amazing. The way that he interacts with dumb people on body cams is awesome. Anyways, tomorrow night, Skeptic. Yeah, wait, hold on. I got to rate somebody. I think I got an update from YouTube or a notification that Lone Wolf is actually playing. Yeah, we're going to go to Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf's playing the case that I was telling you about earlier that I didn't want to touch. It was probably Judge Simpson's biggest case of the day. So we're going to go over there. I'm going to stop talking because I don't want you guys to miss too much of it. So you guys are awesome. Go tell Lone Wolf I said hi, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Until next time, bye.
Pay the $195 and then appeal it again?
You could, if you want to appeal, you pay the $195 now, and you tell them you want to appeal. Did I answer your question?
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So if you want to appeal, just tell them that when you pay your $195 when you go down the hall. Okay?
Okay.
Good luck to you, sir.
All right.
Justin.